Each birthday became another lobster year, a pink cake with counterfeit claws. Dad once told me of a restaurant lobster that no one would request because of its crooked claw. In its 40th year of restaurant life, it was given a name. The 2-foot body contained within 4 feet of paned aquatic glass watched its comrades split open, hammered, eyes plucked from stalks.
I had dinner with Gord's parents. I'd called unannounced, inviting myself. Moving through the house, as the prodigal son, I took a seat at the table, confidently kissing his mother on the cheek. They'd only met Vita once, a moment of politeness in the company of a son not wanting to be questioned. Any friend of Gord's, and a glance from a mother that said, "Welcome any time." And that time came.
Vita tells me about my life. She tells Rollo about my life. She remembers things that didn't happen to her, secretly wishing they had. But she remembers my life all wrong. I didn't break my leg, it was an arm. And I've never gone fishing. I love fish too much to drag them violently from the water. I am a Pisces after all, whatever that means.
Gord asked me when I'd last seen his parents. I lied. I'm not seeing anyone. This has become a love affair with a celluloid family, captured in silver frames on a dusty ledge. I'm becoming nostalgic for something unobtainable. For that time I didn't break my leg, or catch that fish, or, standing like statues, Gord's father and I, outside the house, a film finished.
I remember there's a photograph of the 3 of us. It's a little blurred, but you can make out our faces, Vita, Rollo and me. Yeah, I can see it now, but I can't work out which one of us is which. I think Vita is the one smiling manically. That's me turning away. And Rollo is sulking, or maybe it's me sulking and Rollo has the grin. Is that Vita turning away?
Letting the camera fall out of the bag, it flashed, and I was in the frame, with them, me on the inside, my inside out, my smile a stranger to Gord's face. Just for a second, I let it show.
Gord, she's combining evidence against herself. She's an accident waiting to happen, as thick as a thief waiting to be caught. Part of her leaves a photograph on the tip of her tongue, the front of her mind, a message stuck to her forehead written in invisible ink. Not a book, but a volume. Read it.
Walking to the bar, feeding the silencers, Rollo tells me that believing is the new seeing and that ends come to even good things. I tell Rollo what Gord's interests are, how I'm fulfilling them best, healing the sickness between Gord and his parents. I'm learning to fish.
Their lunch breaks spent in the centre of town, Vita and Gord, bare feet cooling in the fountain, with twin bamboo fishing rods, shoelace fish lines resting on the surface of the water, cheese sandwich fragments as bait for the broken glass that waits beneath the surface for children's feet to find.
I want to swing from the laces of my rain-soaked shoes. I want to laugh until I lose consciousness and the front of my shirt is soaked with happy tears. I needed a holiday. That's what I came to realise. No word, no discussion. What was there to discuss? The only real question was, will I come back? Did I want to come back?
For the first time they see eye to eye with their son. Wearing the same colours, we share the same smiles, each reflecting the other. I have become like the fisherman. I know there's no turning back. Gord can never go home. I've surrendered something of him to a hostile sea. Tearing the hook from a fleshy cheek, fins waving, not drowning, Gord's father turns to me. Spare the rod. Like the fish I've become, I feel nothing, and the child is ruined. Swallowing the hook, I taste only Gord's maggot.
This has changed my world. I just thought you both should know.
It didn't matter what the weather would be like. It didn't matter that I might not stay for long or come home at all.
When I put his jacket on, I felt them there in the inside pockets. The shoes he'd worn when he was younger.
I just needed to get in the car and drive.
My theory now is almost scientific and simple. It's of cause and effect. For every action, you make a reaction.
Taking up my pen, I write a new entry. Careful to match the landscape of the tattered page, I replaced Gord's words with my own.
I found myself spending whole days making one perfect take for the journey. Songs that would sum up and sustain exactly how I felt for as long as possible, with only an occasional lull.
Once you make enough small stabs, then the momentum just keeps it all going and you get to really go somewhere.
I seem to have aged overnight. Or maybe the lines were always there, and I never took the time to look for them.
Only as far as to remind me of what I'd left behind. Nothing that would turn the car around or slow me down.